Well, hello there, and welcome to episode 193 of the FlameFlash.net podcast. I'm Flame Flash, and Nail Fury has deigned to join us again. Thanks, bud.
Yep.
Um, how was your week?
Um, Tiring.
Tiring. Yeah. School's almost over, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like next week, this week, starting here on May 18th, and then one more week, but you have Memorial Day to shorten it, and then you're done, right?
Yeah. Believe so.
Meanwhile, your brother Sleepy, I think, is done a week after that. So the uh, the light at the end of the tunnel approaches, and it's not an oncoming train for once.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't get to game much through the week, but yesterday we did manage to get some time walking in and some leveling.
Yeah.
Like your monk started at level what, 22 or something?
Yeah.
And we got him to 30 something?
38.
38. Wow. So you're almost to 40. Um, we have yet to complete the World of Warcraft May challenges, but we'll probably manage to do that maybe while dinner's cooking because the potatoes take about an hour and a half, starting at 400. Um, but today, because I didn't have D&D, we did some Helldivers with your brother, Sword Agent, and then Merce, all of whom have been on the podcast before.
Yep.
You sound tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you staying up too late with your girlfriend talking on the phone or something? For those that are listening to the audio version, he is making a face that says guilty. Guilty. Yeah. Okay. But Keela chimed in, by the way, and was highly entertained by the owlbear story and thinks that the owlbear should be named Tony. With a New Yorker accent. Yo, I just got bricked, yo. So, yeah. And she's also happy with the new pope.
Nice.
Um, but gaming wise with Helldivers today, for those not familiar with Helldivers, basically we are members of the Grunt Squad, thrown at world Zap Brannigan style from Futurama. So hopefully you get the Futurama reference. And just humanity is being thrown at the problem with guns in the hopes of taking it out.
Sounds about right.
Well, one of the collectibles whenever you're on a mission are called samples. There's common, uncommon, there's common, rare, and super rare, right?
Yeah.
And if you extract with enough samples, you leave the planet with enough samples, then you get to start unlocking things and furthering your account. It's a grind. They want you playing the game constantly. It's a live service game.
Yeah.
It's a live service game. But we were playing, and another one of the items is called a hell bomb. Think a nuclear warhead, basically. And one of the items you've unlocked is putting said nuclear weapon on your back
And then charging in.
and then charging in and exploding. So, do you just want to share what happens next? Because we were both going for samples at the same time.
Um, Once we got to those samples, you decided to press the detonate button.
I did not decide to press anything. The same button to pick up samples that were on the ground is the interact button, which also happens to mean when somebody else picks up the samples, the only thing to interact with was your backpack. Yep. And why couldn't you drop it?
I was too slow.
Oh, you just weren't fast enough to get it off your back.
Yeah,
So we all blew up. We both blew up. And then the samples were still just sitting there on the ground.
yeah.
We eventually did get those samples, though. It's just,
It's just that they kept on flying everywhere.
mm-hmm, along with our broken bodies. Yeah. But that was fun. It was fun diving diving with you guys. Siri, stop. I don't know why it started talking about broken bodies down there.
We didn't even say its name.
Yeah, we oh well. iPads are dumb sometimes. So yeah. Anything else gaming wise or any other fun anecdotes from that session that you can think of or
Um, when I got the samples and then Terry went like, "Oh, great, the suicide bomber has the samples."
yeah. Yep. The suicide bomber has the samples. Ugh.
'Cause like even my armor explodes after death.
Junkrat style then.
Yeah,
Yeah. Junkrat Overwatch character and upon death he has like a suicide vest on. So once he dies, he just bombs the location that he was sitting at. And it's a great tactic in Helldivers because then if you die, you hopefully take out whatever killed you.
yeah,
It's just that also if you get like sniped or something and we're all together, suddenly you're accidentally taking us out instead.
yeah. One time a charger threw me into a pit and, well, not a pit, but a ditch, and it landed on top of me, and I exploded and it killed it.
There you go. See? Was the Charger's underbelly is probably weaker
Yeah,
and a Charger, I think we've talked about the Charger before on the podcast, but they're basically a rhinoceros bug, an armored rhinoceros bug, just literally charging straight ahead and crashing into people.
yeah.
Ugh. But some good gaming. Very good gaming. Memorial Day weekend is coming up next weekend. And because I hadn't burned my floater holiday yet for work, I actually get a 4-day weekend. So I'm pretty psyched about that. I'll probably get all my weekend chores done on that Friday because Sleepy still has school, remote school, so it's not like I can kick him off of my desk during that process. But then I'll just knock out all the chores and it should be a nice relaxing evening and weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And then you have like an appointment Thursday afternoon, remote appointment.
Uh-huh.
So I leave work early to get here to join you on it, and then um, intro to a new place. That's why.
Okay.
And then I'll probably work from home the rest of the day after that. So that'll be interesting. But but yeah. Um, as far as anything else gaming wise you can think of, or
Um,
like there's a thing in Roblox you play. What just got updated?
the Wild
The
West.
Wild West in Roblox. And that's basically low graphics Red Dead Redemption, if I understand correctly.
Yeah,
Just a Western themed run amok, be good, be evil, drag people into trains, that sort of thing, right?
yeah.
Very sandboxy. But
It's actually a really good thing they updated because they were down to like 700 players.
Oh wow. Folks just had left the game because it was no longer interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then as soon as they updated it, it went straight up to 8.2K.
Wow, which is pretty huge for Roblox, right? For
Yeah.
concurrent players.
Yeah.
Very cool. Huh. Anything else gaming?
Motion detected at the front door.
Somebody's coming home from the park. But
No, it's the wind.
oh, okay. The door was left open a little bit. Um, thank you, bud. And I paused the recording so the door could be front door could be closed.
Meow.
Yeah, your youngest sibling went to the park to play with friends and cat decided to try to escape. We can kind of see the cat wiggling around in your arms there on the video feed. He would like to be freed. Free the boy. There we go. But so anything else gaming wise?
um, Not that I can think of.
Okay, cool. Have you seen any political TikToks?
Surprisingly, no.
Cool. Good. The biggest thing right now for this last week is that the Supreme Court is hearing arguments regarding Trump's birther executive order.
Oh?
Yep. So the 14th Amendment establishes that anyone born in the United States that is subject to their jurisdiction, hello, Cap, it is a citizen.
Mm-hmm.
So the Trump administration is trying to argue that that only applied to when slavery was abolished to make all slaves citizens, rather than everyone born in the United States. It's like how would we otherwise determine who is a citizen and who is not? Guys, come on. That means just because that means you and I, because we were born here, could be considered non-citizens by the Trump administration.
Aren't we native, though?
I am 1/3 Ojibwe, you are 1/6 Ojibwe, but Native Americans have suffered a lot of problems under the U.S. government. So that's a whole other ball of worms to even go into.
Oh, lovely.
But so yeah, it's an illogical argument given that could mean the government could just strip anyone it wants to of its citizenship rights.
That is so stupid.
I agree. It is stupid. But that's where they in are arguing in the Supreme Court about the fact that judges shouldn't be allowed a national injunction against such orders. So that means if I am in federal district 1 and I appeal to the appellate level of the federal court and do not strip away my citizenship, do not kick me out of the country, that only applies in appellate district 1. Whereas if the government then tries to do it in district 5, they can do it
Hmm.
because it's not being blocked by a judge's order. And so that's what, big legalese wise, rather than arguing about the citizenship matter, because they know they're wrong. Come on, let's face it, they know they're wrong.
Yeah.
They're arguing that the federal judges shouldn't have the authority to deem wider than their own district. They're grasping at straws.
Hmm.
They're just trying to go after people, and that's all there is to it. But hopefully, the Supreme Court, because they're hearing arguments right now. Hopefully, well, not now, but it's going on. Hopefully, the Supreme Court, even though there are a bunch of Trump appointees, they realize ethically that if they deny this, they create a scenario where the Trump administration could deny anyone suddenly citizenship.
Do you mean accept this? If the Supreme.
If the Supreme Court upheld Trump's push, it's frankly kind of scary because we're depending on Trump appointees. The good news is the Trump appointees have been pretty incredulous during the questioning of just this is illogical, this is stupid, why are we even discussing this kind of thing. But again, you never know what they're going to decide or say or do, so we're having to wait and see.
Honestly, if that amendment were to fall, I feel like that would give them confidence and then start trying harder to break down the rest of the amendments.
It it functionally would completely destroy one of the base tenets of the country since the Civil War, that anyone born here is a citizen. So, yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a big problem. I'm just hoping that the Supreme Court does the right thing on this one. Amusingly, another piece, you know, another political thing going on is the Republicans want a what they're calling big beautiful bill. Trump's words. He wants to push all of his domestic policies through in one law. Typically, and especially due to our system of government, you piecemeal it. So you go, oh well, let's do this one thing and try to push it through, tweak it, compromise it, and then let's do another and another and another. And that way all of the various committees that are involved only push through their pieces and we don't get held up by the agricultural committee because the budget committee is also looking at it and trying to push it through. But because Trump is the one pressing for it, they're trying to kowtow and follow through. But the problem is it's not even successfully getting through the House of Representatives.
Nice.
Amusingly, even though the Republicans are a majority. And that's because there are things in that they're trying to do and cut that they know are bad for their constituents and they want to keep their jobs.
Yeah.
So they're acting in their own best interests, and it just so happens that their own best interests are what's best for the country at the moment as well, rather than just bowing to the all-powerful orange one. But the Senate has already also said, yeah, don't send that kind of garbage to us. We're not going to support it or let it go through anyway. So thankfully, our system of government is moving at a molasses speed, just as the founders intended.
Awesome.
Doesn't mean it might not still go through eventually, but hopefully when it finally does, it's watered down enough that it's not going to be super damaging.
Yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see. Ugh. We'll just have to wait and see. But like one of the things they're wanting to cut to save money for the government so that they can make tax cuts for the rich permanent is they're trying to take away money from the poor.
Of course.
So the idea of trickle down economics, have you heard that term before?
Nope.
It is that if the rich aren't taxed, they will have more money and they will therefore spend their money on things, on businesses, on investing, and therefore their money is going to trickle down. The problem is that economic theory has been disproven because all of these people just hold on to their wealth, hoard it. They're like dragons. They're not spending themselves down because they have it. They're just sitting on it, hoarding it, gathering more. So therefore, it's not trickling down. And
Yeah.
the only way to get it moving is to go back to the Eisenhower Republican way of taxing the crap out of the rich so you can use it to benefit the nation as a whole. The entire reason we have an interstate system is because the rich were taxed hard and paid their proportionate fair share. And now we have an interstate system. Now, a lot of other stuff happened between then and the building of the interstate system, but that's how we paid for it in the end. So
Nice.
I'm massively simplifying it. If we actually had a listenership, hi Keela, larger than Keela, somebody might step in and correct me and go, actually, this, and the other thing happened between then. I know that. I'm dumbing it down. But the trickle down theory is just wrong. Plain old wrong. Hoarding wealth, dragoning the wealth. That's how we get the Bezos, the Musk, etc. But any other thoughts?
Um, not that I can think of.
Okay. Well, I'll get processing this. I'm gonna have to clip the two pieces together anyway, and probably add a fun little video transition since you hopped up so quickly. I couldn't. It's like, wait! Oh, I'll just hit stop. But thank you for rescuing the cat from himself and the front door.
Yep.
So with that, we'll close out on episode 193.
Hmm.
We're approaching 200. We'll hit 200 sometime in the summer.
Awesome.
And if you want to join in, podcast at flameflash.net, leave a comment on YouTube. As long as they actually email to me, I'll see them. Or you can leave a comment on the blog, either the posting on flameflash.net itself or the posting on the blog itself. So thanks everyone for stopping by.
Live with honor.
Indeed.